certain parts of India, way back, maybe 5, 6, 7,000 years ago, this kind of thing was there, that the whole nation, the whole land, the whole continent was dedicated to inner well-being, the human being. But later on, things took on and the external well-being became more significant than the inner well-being. But in the recent past, not probably, it is that Tibet is the only place where a whole nation was dedicated to inner well-being of a human being. In the last 1400 years, they maintained this, that slowly they deepened the process and made the whole nation into a spiritual process. The whole country just being dedicated to the human consciousness, not to the comforts of his body or the fancy of his mind, but just to human consciousness. It was a tremendous experiment in a way. In a way, Tibet has been an absolutely fantastic laboratory for human consciousness. Buddhism per se, as it was taught initially, is too dry. It's too dry. It is not for the population. It is for the monks. So, along the way, a few enlightened beings made a nice blend of yogic and tantric cultures. They wove it into the Buddhist way of life. So already it had completely absorbed the Indian yogic and tantric cultures. That is the amalgamation that you today see as the Tibetan Buddhism, which is unique in its own way because of these 4 or 5 different ingredients.
I can't believe I'm here. I'm just too happy, and these mountains are so wonderful. I want to get out of this bus.
Lhasa has been known as a forbidden city, as nobody other than the initiated were allowed into the city, because it has been a history of such vibrant, alive spiritual process, and no holds barred spiritual process, that they did not want the uninitiated to come in and make the wrong conclusions about them. But being there today at the Potala Palace, if I look at it from the perspective, giants like Patanjali or Agastya Muni or Shiva himself, let's say some truly great scientists were doing something very big, let's say space technology or nuclear technology, and a few children who are not supposed to take anything from there. They picked up bits and pieces here, there, everything, and they somehow put it together like toys. They were only trying to make toys, but they ended up with a spacecraft. That is how the Tibetan Buddhism looks to me. That is the beauty of it. That is the simplicity of it. At the same time, that is its frailty also.